Good evening, everybody. Steve Fletcher with the Trumpet for My People. Today is November 23rd, 2017. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. And I want to walk through a number of biblical signs that I am seeing that lead us to Hanukkah. In this Jubilee year, as the time of our deliverance, I want to start here up on the top left-hand corner. The Palestinian partition plan, November 29th, 1947, the order to restore Jerusalem. The book of Daniel says that there are 70 weeks determined from the order to restore Jerusalem. And that leads us then to November 29th, 2017. And then in the 10th chapter of the book of Daniel, there is a fight between Michael the archangel and the king of Persia, the prince of Persia. And there's a 21-day delay. So if we take the 70 weeks, the 70 years, and then add 21 days to that, it is bringing us to December 20th and 21st, 2017. That's the last day of Hanukkah. Okay, and then it shows here September 23rd, 2017. The Revelation 12 sign is day 266 of the year. Now, another interesting detail is that the last day of Hanukkah is day 266 on the Jewish calendar. So there is a birth connection between the Revelation 12 sign, the sign of birth, day 266, and Hanukkah. The last day of Hanukkah is also day 266 of the Jewish calendar. So there's a birth connection between the Revelation 12 sign and Hanukkah. Okay, then we have the woman clothed with the sun. Revelation 12, verses 1 and 2 was fulfilled on September 23rd, 2017. But then after this, in verses 3 and 4, there is another sign. There's another sign that we are still waiting for. It's the sign of the great red dragon. And that goes along with a third of the stars being cast out. And so we have this sign of the dragon, which I will show you again in pictures in just a bit. I will show you that sign is going to be appearing on December 17th, 2017, and it goes in conjunction with the Gemini meteor shower that peaks exactly on the same day, December 17th, 2017. Then we have an 80-day connection. Okay, today is November 23rd, and this was the last 40-day connection to the Revelation 12 sign, 40 days from the last day of Tabernacles. And so now that November 23rd is coming and going, we then have what is next is the 80-day connection to the Revelation 12 birth sign. Leviticus 12:5 shows an 80-day connection with 14 days plus 66 days. So the signs of the eclipse on August 21st by 40 days was leading us to the Day of Atonement. And then we had the Revelation 12 sign, which was a 7-day warning to the Day of Atonement. The Day of Atonement then being the day of birth, plus 14 days, brings us to October 13th, the last day of Tabernacles. And you add 66 days to that, and it brings us exactly to December 17th, 2017. And that is the exact day that the Great Red Dragon sign appears. So we have the Great Red Dragon sign appearing as the 80 days are being fulfilled from the Revelation 12 sign. Then we have Matthew chapter 24, verses 20 through 22, that says that our flight not be in winter or the Sabbath, for those days will be shortened. In John chapter 10, it shows that the Feast of Dedication is a feast that is in winter. The Sabbath can be known also as the last day of the feast. It's a 7-day feast. The last day would be the Sabbath. And the shortened days talks about the winter solstice. The shortened days and the winter solstice. So I see all these biblical signs that are leading us to Hanukkah in this Jubilee year as the time of our deliverance. We see here that the 70 years plus 21 days brings us exactly to December 20th, the last day of Hanukkah. We have the two signs of Revelation 12, one fulfilled on September 23rd, the next one being fulfilled on December 17th, the sign of the red dragon. We have 7 heads and 10 horns. The red stars are the heads. The 10 horns would be the 5 stars in the tail of the serpent, plus the 5 planets that are represented right in front of Ophiuchus: Saturn, the Sun, Venus, Mercury, and the Moon. We have a connection between the sign of the dragon. If we pull that out and look at it from a farther distance away, we zoom out from the sign. This is what I saw in Stellarium. And as I saw that, it looks exactly like the Obama Foundation logo, the summit logo that was presented on Halloween. The sign of the dragon that was presented on Halloween, October 31st. The two symbols, or the two logos that were used at the Obama Foundation Summit. One represents the Revelation 12 sign with this alignment and all the planets. And then the other one is the dragon sign. So both logos from the Obama Foundation Summit are the two signs of Revelation chapter 12. And then we have the Gemini meteor shower that is peaking December 13th and 14th, and it finalizes the exact day of the sign of the dragon, which is December 17th, the Gemini meteor shower. Daniel 9:24 and 25. 70 weeks are determined upon thy people and upon thy holy city, to finish the transgression, to make an end of sins, to make reconciliation for iniquity, to bring in everlasting righteousness, and to seal up the vision and the prophecy, to anoint the most holy. Know therefore and understand that from the going forth of the commandment to restore and to build Jerusalem unto Messiah the Prince shall be 7 weeks and 62 weeks. The street shall be built again, and the wall even in trouble. But the prince of the king of Persia withstood me 21 days. But lo, Michael, one of the chief princes, came to help me, and I remained there with the kings of Persia. Now I am come to make thee understand what shall befall thy people in the latter days. For yet the vision is for many days. Daniel 10:13 through 14. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. Connection to the birth event. So Esther was taken unto King Ahasuerus into his royal house in the 10th month, which is the month of Tebet, in the 7th year of his reign. Esther 2:16. In the 9th year of Zedekiah king of Judah, in the 10th month, came Nebuchadnezzar king of Babylon and all his army against Jerusalem, and they besieged it. Jeremiah 39:1. Both of these passages talk about the 10th month. One is the time of the wedding, and the other is the siege of Jerusalem. And there appeared a great wonder in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun, and the moon under her feet, upon her head a crown of 12 stars. She being with child cried, travailing in birth, pain to be delivered. And there appeared another wonder in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon, having 7 heads and 10 horns, 7 crowns upon his heads. His tail drew the third of the part of the stars of heaven, did cast them to the earth. And the dragon stood before the woman which was ready to be delivered, for to devour her child as soon as it was born. She brought forth a man-child, who was to rule all nations with the rod of iron. Her child was caught up unto God and to his throne. We see here that the rapture event, or the harpazo event, this event where the child is being caught up to God and to his throne, is connected to the sign of the dragon. We do not know if it is exactly as the sign of the dragon appears or in the following days, but here in Revelation 12 we do see 2 different signs, and the first sign, the sign of the woman clothed with the sun, is not the sign that brings the rapture event, but there is another sign that we need to wait for, and that sign is appearing on December 17th. It is midweek Hanukkah, exactly 80 days from the Day of Atonement. Very important connections. So we see that the red dragon sign happens, and then we have the child being caught up unto God and to his throne. Will this be on December 17th? Will this be on the final days of Hanukkah, between December 17th and December 21st? This is what we are watching for. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, If a woman have conceived seed and born a man-child, then she shall be unclean 7 days. According to the days of the separation, for her infirmity shall she be unclean. In the 8th day the flesh of his foreskin shall be circumcised. She shall then continue in the blood of her purifying 33 days, and she shall touch no hallowed thing, nor come into the sanctuary until the days of her purifying be fulfilled. But if she bear a maid child, then she shall be unclean 2 weeks, as in her separation, and she shall continue in the blood of her purifying 60 days. So we have two separate time frames. We know Jesus fulfilled the 40 days. And this is why I have shown and shared that the Antichrist will fulfill the 80 days, which is 14 plus 66 days. It's the number of the beast, 66. And it's the female child. And that relates to the Antichrist being gay. It also relates to the Antichrist having no love for women, just as it says. Matthew 24:15 through 22. When ye therefore shall see the abomination of desolation, spoken of by Daniel the prophet, stand in the holy place. Whoso readeth, let him understand. Then let them which be in Judea flee into the mountains. Let them which is on the housetop not come down to take anything out of his house. Neither let him which is in the field return back to take his clothes. Woe unto them that are with child, to them that give suck in those days. Pray that your flight be not in winter, neither on the Sabbath day. For then there shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. Except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. Just as it says in Matthew 24:20 through 22, winter, Sabbath, and shortened days. Verse 15 also confirms, when you see the abomination of desolation. The original abomination of desolation was Hanukkah. So we have a confirmation of what winter means. What is the Lord leading us? What is the Word of God leading us? It's leading us to Hanukkah. It's connected to the abomination of desolation. The Feast of Dedication, Hanukkah. The Sabbath is the last day, and the winter solstice is the shortened days. All this is tying together. These are all biblical signs and signs in the heavens. The red dragon sign on December 17th also connected exactly 80 days from the Day of Atonement. Okay, I pray you guys are all blessed. These are the signs that the Lord has shown me to share with you, that we should be looking up for our redemption on Hanukkah. God bless you.